Gary, should I have seen this coming? Maybe if I had been married a dozen times. Since this is my first marriage, I think I missed all the signs. My name is Gary Rapid, and I've been married to Taylor for 6 years. We were both 26 when the wedding bells rang. Taylor had her own bakery, and she worked there until her water broke at the birth of each of our 2 children. Now Kenna is 5 years old, and Aaron is 3. Taylor has some strange likes and dislikes. As a husband, you learn to deal with them. She hates polka dot and stripe patterns, loves paisley prints and soft shades of pastel colors. Think of purple and orange as a couple of her dislikes. Any food that ends in ESE is off the menu. Good luck with oatmeal or hot dogs. Like I said, it's irrational, but then again, I probably have my own list too. I work as a production analyst for a local oil company. Nothing special about the job, just a lot of working with numbers. Taylor and I have a pretty active social calendar, as we seem to be at parties at least twice a month. She's made a lot of friends at the bakery, and some of them have filled her head with a lot of weird ideas. Like it or not, at these parties I listen to their nonsensical ramblings. Can your eyes get stuck if you roll them too often? Our sex life seems pretty good to me. Neither Taylor nor I go overboard, so there's nothing kinky about it. So back to my problem. It was Wednesday when I got home from work. Dinner smelled good. The kids were watching some animated show. Usually Taylor doesn't drink until the kids go to bed, but this time she had a glass of the golden liquid. After I pecked her on the cheek, she picked up a heavy paper envelope and held it out to me. You need to take a look at this. There should be some changes. How stupid and ignorant I was. I thought maybe it was a wish list of things to do with my sweet wife. No, it was a petition for dissolution of marriage. It was a copy, and Taylor had signed the last page. What the hell is this? Relax! I don't plan on filing this unless you decide to be stubborn. My attorney has my signed copy ready to file with the court. She assures me that I will get the kids, the house, and lots of child support and alimony for myself and the kids. You can commit financial suicide by refusing to follow my plans. And what are those plans? I'm going to have a lover. Maybe 2. No way, that's not going to happen. Trying to speak softly so as not to scare the kids, I replied, Have it your way, and then I'll have lovers and all your money, or you can take what I give you and be a good boy. You'll still get lucky now and then. I turned and walked out the door. Who the hell was this woman? What had I done to cause this? Instead of taking a chance and doing something I would have done time for, I spent the night on my parents' couch. Taylor, I ambushed Gary last night. He left and didn't come home, but he'll do what I want him to do. The thought of parting with his precious money will make him droop. I'll get a chance to try a few lovers, and Gary will just have to live with it. Maybe it will be a fling, but then again, maybe it won't be. I'll be interested to find out. After closing the bakery at 2 p.m., I picked up the kids from daycare and headed to the grocery store. 20 minutes later, with a basket still full of shopping bags, I was putting the kids in the car. With that done, I started loading up the groceries. A kid about 10 or 12 years old ran up to me. Are you Taylor Rapid? I am. Who are you? I was supposed to give this to you. The kid ran as fast as he could across the parking lot. It was a small envelope, unsealed. Inside was a note. Mrs. Rapid, we were hired to take your life. We promise not to harm your children at the time of your death. We will be in touch. Till death do us part, LLC. I was shaking violently. I leaned against my car, and it was all I could do to keep my spirits up. Staggering, I made my way to the driver's seat and sat there for 15 minutes, drenched in sweat and shivering. That bastard wasn't going to get away with this. I called the police. When the policeman arrived, I was furious. His response did little to calm me down. So you're having marital problems. Why should I believe that you didn't type this note yourself? I suggest you go to the station and file a complaint as soon as you find out who sent it to you. That is, if you ever find out. We have better things to do than sort out marital disputes. My next call was to my attorney. She was sympathetic and suggested I file for divorce immediately, to which I agreed. Gary walked in at his usual time. His smirk pissed me off, but I didn't say anything. He kept ignoring me and spending time with the kids. Taking the dish out of the microwave, I turned around and saw Gary pointing his finger at me like a gun. He pulled an imaginary trigger and then smirked at me. I dropped my plate. Gary didn't stay for dinner as I called the police again. They told me to get some evidence or stop bothering them. Assholes. My life is on the line and they don't care about that. Plus, 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 plus. The next day, while my parents watched the kids, I went to see my lawyer. Gary is just crazy enough to kill me, and I've been up really long the last few nights. Once in the lobby, I checked the time and found that I had 15 minutes to kill. As I made my way to the ladies' restroom, another lady nonchalantly got up from the chair she was sitting in and followed me. I was a few seconds ahead of her. No problem anyway, as there were several stalls available. Before I could close my stall, she swung the door open and shoved a big fat gun in my face. "Open your mouth wide, honey, and don't say a word." When I opened my mouth, she put the gun to the back of my mouth. My tonsils reacted, causing me to gag. "Don't worry, sweetheart, I'm not here to kill you. I mean, not today. My name doesn't matter, but call me Jackie Ripper. Sit down because you're probably about to piss and shit yourself. I'm not a completely indifferent person. We at the LLC want you to have time to properly say goodbye to your kids. For the next few weeks, as long as you wear that purple polka dot hat and that orange striped blouse, I'll let you live. If I see you without your kids or dressed differently than I just said, you probably won't see the sunrise again. Have I made myself clear enough for you, sweetie?" I nodded up and down. "Good. I wouldn't leave this bathroom until more than a minute before your meeting. If I hear you on the phone, you'll never see your kids again. Oh, and a little homework assignment for you. Figure out how you want to die. Poison, knife, or bullet, you know. Old age is not a choice. Now finish your little potty break and don't leave until it's time. Can you handle this cupcake?" I nodded in understanding. "Good. You try to run away and you'll leave me no choice. Now close your eyes and start praying." The gun flew out of my mouth and tears ran down my face, but not tears flowed down my legs at all. When I heard the restroom door close, I opened my eyes. Next to the polka dot hat and orange striped blouse on the floor in front of me were a wig and a toy gun. I was shaking harder than I had ever shaken in my life. With my lawyer running the show, the police finally got the report. They wanted a halter hat, but my lawyer turned them down. They made me look like a circus clown in them, but I wore them. Before leaving, the policeman agreed to take a quick look around my house. Nothing out of the ordinary. My lawyer left a text message saying that Gary had been served with a restraining order. When the kids asked where their sperm donor was, I lied to them. Plus, 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 plus. Dad brought his semi-automatic pistol for my protection. Next to my parents, I felt somewhat safe. The anticipation was horrible. The next morning, I put on my freshly laundered clown outfit. My children did not go to daycare today and will not in the future. Until the police put an end to this threat, I would not let them out of my sight. My nerves were on edge. Around 11 a.m., 2 kids started shooting guns outside the bakery. The little assholes made me piss my panties. I politely asked them to move their game elsewhere. "No way, lady. Some rascal gave us money to play right here." I called the police. Apparently, I already had a certain reputation at the station, as they didn't waste much time in brushing me off. My regular customers asked why I was in such a bad mood, and I let slip why I feared for my life. It was a mistake on my part. Before I closed the store at 2 p.m., a news crew stopped by to ask me my story. Before responding, I consulted with my attorney, and she told me to publish my story. Maybe someone would have a conscience and kick Gary's ass. My phone and email were flooded with messages from friends and acquaintances offering their support. When my parents moved into my house, I felt a little calmer, at least until morning. In the bakery, I saw a knife firmly stuck in the wooden doorframe. A note pinned beneath the blade read, "Your destiny awaits you." I filed another police report, which kept my clients in fear for a good hour. How hard is it to get a knife out of a damn doorframe? Wearing the same outfit day after day got on my nerves. Every morning was a challenge. Was I using my children as a shield? Maybe. I made sure to proudly walk them to the car and then hastily buckle them in. Then there was a sigh of relief. The package arrived mid-morning. I really didn't pay much attention to the person who dropped it off. My bakery was filled with flowers from people offering prayers and support. When I opened this package, I cringed. It was a Halloween prop depicting a severed head. I sat in my bathroom shaking and crying. It wasn't funny at all. The local news program followed my ordeal daily. Gary, much to my dismay, had complied with the restraining order. If only the bastard would have stepped aside, maybe this would all be over. Although the bakery was not usually open on Sundays, I felt safer in the bakery than I did in my home. Any desire to start looking for lovers had dwindled to almost nothing. The bastard would pay when the police finally found the ends. At least the police have CCTV cameras monitoring the bakery. My lawyer informed me that the police had nothing yet to link Gary to the death threat. There was no "till death do us part" LLC footage. Why am I not surprised? As far as business was concerned, the bakery was doing great. Kenna and Aaron loved the attention they got from customers. Those who didn't know the story were giving me purple and orange gifts. Peas and stripes were now more commonplace than not. I hated it all. Chinese food was delivered to the house. Anonymous helpers were on my ass. The police were losing interest and floated the idea that I may have orchestrated it all myself. This led to a few haters boycotting my bakery. The fire department arrived when they received a call that someone smelled natural gas. This caused the bakery to close for several hours while they checked my oven. No, not this oven, although I was beginning to feel the urge. I was used to having sex, and it had been many, many days. Then I got a note. Time is running out. Make up with the one you love. After a visit to my doctor, I started taking pills for high blood pressure. I got testy and irritable with everyone. Well, Gary was about to pay for everything. I couldn't risk leaving the house to go to the bakery. If that bitch Jackie wanted to finish me off, she'd have to break into my house to get to me. It worked for one day. I was going crazy. It had been over a week since I'd last eaten well. I was surviving on protein drinks. The last note really hit me. Na 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 na, hey, 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 goodbye. I made my decision and spent most of the day online. After making a few calls, I thought I had found the solution. After changing into my clown outfit, I grabbed the kids and headed to the grocery store parking lot for the meeting. That's when it all happened. Soon there were police cars everywhere. Plus. Our top story tonight is an arrest in a murder-for-hire case. Talk of divorce has gone off the rails. Taylor Rapid has filed multiple police reports accusing her husband of hiring someone to end her life. Tonight she is behind bars after giving an undercover cop $2,000 to kill her husband. Taylor was sentenced to 10 to 20 years for solicitation to commit first-degree murder. Orange seems to be her favorite color in her closet now. When the light shines through the bars, the shadows form stripes on her outfit. The other inmates kind of pick on her. The purple bruises look like polka dots. She has quite a few lovers now, though not by her choice. Quite appropriate, don't you think? The police were unable to trace the $10,000 Gary withdrew from his 401k account. He said he lost it betting on the Celtics. Gary got the kids and the house in the divorce. When Taylor was incarcerated, Gary successfully petitioned the court to sell the house and move his children to the opposite coast. Gradually, Jenna and Aaron forget their biological mother. The work of the nanny living in the house is satisfied